Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Congratulations, you've done it. You found the champ dog. So there's a few things we love to do here. Play video games, chat, make cute little cartoon dogs, drink coffee. And speaking of drinking coffee, have a drink together. I'm actually on that tea life. My throat feels terrible, so I'm on a rooibos and ginger tea. But synchronized sip makes everything better. Damn, you look more handsome. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We are going to be hopping back into the arena today for some standard 2022. We are playing some Rakdos Midrange, and I'm pretty excited to jump in there. So let's do it. I'll see you in the arena in a second. So we are back playing our Rakdos deck in standard 2022. We've made some small changes to the deck from the last time you saw it. The biggest one being Immerstone Predator. I think we all knew pretty early in the format that this was going to be a big player. I just didn't include it in my previous versions of the deck because I didn't know how often I would have things that I wanted to sacrifice. But it makes such a big difference. I think the deck is just too easy to answer without this. You need something resilient and sticky. You could also have a few copies of Lolth, I think would fit that bill, but yeah, that's the big change, fitting in Immerstone Predator. Because we're playing Predator, I also feel comfortable to play Kalane. I don't think Kalane is a particularly strong card. I've seen him in some decks where he just doesn't make any sense. I had a bad impression of him early on because so many times I'd play him and he'd just kind of do nothing, and sometimes the treasure's nice, but a 2-mana 1/2 is just so bad in so many situations, you know. But with the Predator, it also gives me that little bit of extra play to him because there's another body I can sack to keep the Predator alive. And I have reduced my land count, so having some more treasure enablers is actually kind of nice. But yeah, that's the biggest change from the last time you saw this deck. A few other little tweaks, like I've changed numbers of things, like, let's be real, Valky's not that great, so I've cut him down to make space for that package. What else have I changed? Just a few little bits and bobs. Eye Twitch for Hunt for Specimens. I didn't know how to feel about this. I think in some decks one is better than the other. For me, I just thought, well, we've got some play on sacrificing things anyway with the Predator, so he's another body that I can sack. And Hunt for Specimens gives me that, but this gives it to me at 1 mana and an evasive body. I don't get the life gain, but you know, if you have ways to kill this and you're looking at sacrificing things, which we kind of are with Predator and Deadly Dispute, Eye Twitch can have some good play to it. And then in other decks, I think Hunt for Specimens is potentially better in some other decks because you don't need to kill it to you don't need to kill the body to get into your sideboard and learn. But yeah, those are the main changes. I think this is a deck. I think everyone's sort of familiar with this deck, but I definitely do think it's a contender, and you know, it's a deck that is definitely is part of the meta for standard 2022 and probably will continue to be. So you know, I'm probably going to keep playing it because I like the deck. I like these colors, but yeah, I definitely think it's something to be aware of if you aren't already. I don't know how you couldn't be, but yeah, it's one of them. Definitely not the best deck in the format by any means, but it's up there. It's a real deck, and we're going to jump in, play some real games. So shuffle up. I'll see you in the arena in a second. On the play, hand's terrible. We'll take a mulligan. I don't love this hand either, but it is better. I'm going to put back the tap land. So we just had someone steal half an hour of our life. We were playing against that Orzhov Blood Money deck. But our opponent, Game Guru, took 5 minutes on each of their turns. Obviously not 5 minutes, but just like every single decision point, they just dragged on. Such an unpleasant experience to play against. Do I want to get the damage? I think I just want to keep it back to block, to be honest. But yeah, they just spent so long on each of their decisions. It took like half an hour. They were ahead for most of the game. But particularly when they're playing like that, I'm not going to concede until the game's actually over. Because at most points, until the last turn, I actually had outs. and not entirely unlikely ones at that. I mean, what do I take here? I don't really want more lands, that's the problem. But it's the only thing I can cast at the moment. I mean, I guess now I want more lands. So next turn we can play the dragon, which will be really sweet. Yeah, they just took so long, and it's like, come on, man. Like, we're in silver. This game could have been 10 minutes, and you made it 27. It's ridiculous. It's, like, quite upsetting. I mean, I'm not, like, raging, but it was just, like, really unpleasant. And I said at one point, I'm not going to put up the video, but yeah, I said at one point, like, I understand. Oh, that's so rude. They don't have something to exile, though. I understand it can be really easy to lose sight of the fact that there is another person playing against you on the other side of the screen. You know, and I think we've all been there. But yeah, it was just a really frustrating experience, particularly when your name is Game Guru as well. Like, learn to bloody play. That's savage with our Blood on the Snow. Still highest mana cost, so we can Soul Shatter. So Soul Shatter. Wait, why did I not get to attack there? Did I skip ahead before? Oh, that's such a mistake. So the plan was Soul Shatter, attack with the dragon, play land, then wipe the board. But obviously that plan's been ruined, and that's entirely on me. I can't get angry about that. I wonder what they cast. Yeah, I really hope it's not another one of those guys, but it is. Okay. So that's on me. I threw that game away. I'll wear that. I just misclicked. Well, this hand is super awkward, isn't it? Yeah, I don't like it. This is better. What do I put back? I think it has to be you, sadly. And yeah, it doesn't matter that we threw that game away, because we're in silver. It's just so easy to make rank back. Do they attack with the Shambler? How bold are they? They do not. They do not. Yep. Mono green. So brutal. Although I don't know what's going on here. Just put counters on stuff? Sure. Do they attack? No. Cowards. Treasure, please. And turn 3 gold spend dragon, please. Thank you very much. Feels good. Feels good. Feels good. Sure. So I really wish I had like another small creature. To play to sacrifice to the Predator. So I'm sacking treasures like this so that if need be, I can activate my Faceless Haven and sack that to the Predator instead. And alternatively, I can just Soul Shatter. Okay. Block like so. Okay. Do they have something else? And if they have another Veil, they can save their creature, but it doesn't get rid of mine. What is your next trick? Swarm Shambler? Sure. Okay, that's not another small creature, but it can actually do the job. Okay, and they scoop it. Yeah, I mean, they were going to take 9 that turn on the play, and it looks like a good hand. Dope. I twitch into Deadly Dispute, a little bit of ramp. You can clear the board or just draw cards a little bit later in the game. Get in for 1. Oh my god. So many things to click through. Come on. Demir. Ugh, you do hate to see it. Play the Kalane here. It doesn't cost us anything. Doesn't move us ahead in terms of ramp, but at least now we have another creature on the board. See what they want to do here. Sure. I don't think we do too well here. I think we're a little bit soft to counter spells. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm pretty confident this is a Saw It Coming. So I didn't want to just try and slap down a Goldspan Dragon or anything of that nature. Yeah, I really don't want to just throw my treasures away for nothing, please. So we're going to play this. We assume it gets countered, but we just... Yep, we need to get counters out of their hand at some point. And in the meantime, we are just chipping them down with the little guys. When very unlikely to have anything better to do with this frostbite anytime soon. So we'll just see what they want to do here. Probably create a treasure. Yep. I will pay with the treasure, just get a slightly larger one. I'm not pressed for mana at the moment. I wish I had a way to take advantage of them being tapped out right now, but I do not. But it does let me ramp again. Yep, sciences. So I think next turn I do just try to get down the dragon and get the other counterspell out of their hand. Yep. Ooh, a full price one. Sexy. So is that Alrin's Epiphany then? Must be. I mean, it could still be a Saw It Coming and they just wanted to use the full price one. But, I mean, they just hovered over it then as well, so I think it might be an Epiphany. And I feel like they've also got a Shatter or something to answer the Haven. Imrith? Sure. Demands a counterspell, right? Yep, there it is. That is pretty unfortunate though. Hopefully they just don't have another counterspell. Epiphany, sure. Yeah, I mean, that hurts, but what can we do? What can we do? Well, look at that. Yep, that's fine. We expected that. No, I don't think we want to ghast here. Maybe we do to block a Landy Boy. I did notice my opponent hovering over their barons, almost like a little signal to us to try and force us to play something, but it's all good. So it seems like they don't have a counterspell. They could have one now, but yeah, so I think we just slam down the Onyx next turn and hope it's enough to do something. Go on, attack. I really want you to attack right now. I don't think they meant to make this a creature. Maybe they did. Wait for me to choose what I do. Yep. And now you can pump your mana into it, but they choose not to. That's interesting.
You really want to fight me? That's cute.
Please and thank you.
I never thought I'd miss the library.
Play this out to protect the Onyx. Soul Shadow. Baleful Mastery, sure.
In my office.
Twitchy boy. Twitchy boy. So, looks like still no counter spells, so they probably would have countered the Immerstone Predator there. Maybe they have another mastery though. So I potentially could have also slapped down Valky. I don't have the mana for it, do I? Cool. Couldn't have slapped down Valky. But it seems like the coast is as clear as it's ever going to be for Valky. I mean, we've seen 3 Saw It Comings and a Divide by 0. Highest mana value, so it has to be the Predator, sure. Argument to be made, I should have sacked the Ghast anyway to get a treasure. Also an argument to be made that instead of Exhibition I should have got what's it called? Confront the Past. I don't feel there's a point to activating Haven. I think they've got an answer to it in hand. I think I played this person before as well. Yeah, a few games ago. We lost very quickly. We didn't hit land drops. And they were playing the same deck. What you got there, Falcon? Exhibition, sure. Treasure. So in the previous game, they did actually counter one of those. Cleansing Wildfire is very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Now, do we think they have the negate? We know they play Test of Talents in their deck as well. This is actually a very good target for Test of Talents. They don't get any additional value out of it. I was just thinking, how did my life get so low? And then I remembered it was the Imrith getting in a couple times. Which was savage. I think they should just attack with all here and force the trades. Savage. Get rid of their barons. That's nice. That's real nice. Yeah, so they don't seem to have found any more counter spells. So they could have another threat to deploy. In which case, Blood in the Snow will clean it up nicely. Don't really consider that a threat to deploy. I think we just go for Tybalt here and hope they haven't found the counter. So I could have minused on the eye twitch and they wouldn't have got the learn trigger. But I feel like Tybalt's not long for this world, so I'd rather just look at some potentially more powerful cards. There it is. Epiphany, that's nice. That is real nice. I kind of need to take the block here, sadly. Right, so Onyx isn't in the graveyard, is she? She got exiled. So I don't want Confront the Past. So I want Mascot Exhibition. Or possibly Teachings. I'll go with Teachings. They've gone with Mascot. Oh, please slam it. I really should have attacked with a Haven there. That was silly of me. Oh well. Slap down the exhibition here, no doubt. Yep. If they go for the -1/-1, I'm going to kind of feel that they don't have anything great here. Wow, so many lands. Hope they don't have the counter, obviously. I mean, I don't think we can win if they do. Play a Predator, play Soul Shatter. Divide by 0, so I can recast it, but only with 4 snow. Which, I mean, still gets me back a Predator. Expanded Anatomy, but why? Like, you know what's coming. Epiphany, sure. A little bit sad. Yeah, go to 1. I like to live dangerously. See what they've got here. Yes! Oh, yes, we get there. Oh, that was so sweet. I mean, we didn't activate the havens for so long. I think they just forgot to factor them in. I honestly don't know how we can top that. I don't love this hand, but I do think it's keepable. Leading on the tap land's a little sad, but what do you do? Is this team or ramp then? Could just be some sort of gruel. There's always that option. My first thought was team or ramp though. So do I want to lead on Kalane or the Shambling Ghast? I could Kalane into Shambling Ghast, but I don't really want to spend treasure on something that I just want to die anyway. So since we drew the swamp, I think we Ghast and Eye Twitch. Just clutter up the board a little bit. Next turn we can Kalane. Of course, if we had Kalaned, we could Predator next turn, but this way we have more things on the ground when the Predator comes down, which is nice. No turn 3 play. Ooh, it's Jund. Jund swarming. Sure, makes sense. Makes sense. And this should be pretty hard for them to answer. I mean, we still can just straight up lose to this swarming at some point. And that's a lot of mana. Oh no, they got the combo. Oh, that is brutal. That is brutal. And us with no way to destroy artifacts. So we kind of just have to race here. So we'll slap this down. And next turn we can actually Orcus to wipe all their skeletons. What do I want to dig up here? Unfortunately, looks like it's sciences. I mean, we kind of just have to let that die, don't we? Take a bit of damage there. Create a treasure. Because we do have to. Attack first, of course. Just going to do this first, so I don't have to go into full control to order this the way I would like to. And what am I going to want to get? Probably another Sciences. And this should just be game now. This should be game. So that is 11 points of flying damage in the air. Yes, we get there. Don't play meme decks, guys. Don't do it. So that was the deck, guys. Classic mid-range problems, especially in best of one, where you can like just draw the wrong parts of your deck. There's a lot of games off camera. Yeah, it's been a bit of a slog today. I had some bad matchups. I lost a lot of games to land and mana issues. Had some really good wins. The one against Demir was really fun. So what do I think of the deck? Look, it's obviously powerful. It's obviously a good deck. Immerstone Predator is very difficult for a lot of decks to deal with. And I think not having it is one of the reasons that we struggled as much as we did previously. I think the deck is strong. I definitely think you could tweak it a little bit more. But yeah, I definitely think the deck's strong. I think it's fun, but it is difficult to play a mid-rangey deck like this in best of one. You know, we have got a few more control elements, so hopefully we can do a little bit better against some of the aggro decks. We did okay against mono green, but we have also lost some games against mono green. But anything with counter spells is difficult for us. Other grindy decks can also be difficult, like you didn't see, but we lost a game to an Orzhov deck, which went on forever. And in the end, you know, there was some luck involved. You know, but that's not a clear one's better than the other. But, you know, you can lose to those. It's just hard in best of one to play a mid-range deck like this, I guess. But it does feel strong. It is fun to play. It is the sort of thing that I like doing. I'm just keen for some of these cards to get into a best of three format so I can have a decent sideboard, I guess. But, yeah, I don't really have much else to say. Again, I was pleased with Cleansing Wildfire. I was actually just commented on a YouTube video about this morning, actually. But yeah, I was pleased with Cleansing Wildfire when I did draw it, being able to deal with some creature lands. You know, I think that's one to just keep in the back of your mind, because there are a lot of creature lands in this format, and also with Book of Exalted Deeds being unbanned for some reason. Hasn't been officially unbanned, but you can play with it. I think it's important to have a way to deal with lands so that you can't get the Facebook combo just end the game. I think it's important to have something in your deck. Even in a situation like this where it's best of one, like, you need to have a way to answer that. Maybe an answer to artifacts would be better, but, you know, it's a bit situational. But yeah, this is it's a decent card. It cantrips, draws you a card, so the opportunity cost of just having like one in the deck isn't too high, and it did feel good when we drew it a couple of times. But yeah, look, the deck, as I said, definitely feels strong, but you are going to have your classic mid-range problems since it's a best of one format. Definitely think the sideboard needs a bit of tweaking. I don't think teachings should be there, but, you know, I've been too lazy to remove it, and, you know, every now and then I'll cast it, and I feel that, like, yeah, that's a good decision, even though it's absolutely not. And actually, it kind of sucked the times I was able to cast it today. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. I'll catch you guys real soon. Thanks for tuning in. You have been brilliant. Can't wait to see you all again. Look after yourselves.